Written by Murphy here, doing a book review of Divergent by Veronica Roth. This is a young adult book, same soup as Hunger Games. This hero, this girl who's 16, has to make a choice in this world they've set up. This history has set it up that they have in a Harry Potter-like world. They have to decide what category they're going to be in. They have like factions. You're going to be these kinds of people. They've divided them up into 5 factions where they abnegation, which is selfless; amity, the peaceful; candor, the honest; dauntless, the brave; and erudite, the intelligent. Now, the main character Beatrice, who I'm gonna say, remember Dante, and maybe you don't remember, but this major literary work, The Divine Comedy by Dante, he references Beatrice the whole time. So Beatrice is calling out, anyone named that is calling out, I think, to that character in Dante's Divine Comedy, who is an inspiring character that leads the way through. So Beatrice, at 16, now she and her brother are somehow like doing this at the same time. They have to make their decision. They go through this test, and she goes against what her parents want, and she chooses dauntless instead of abnegation, and abnegation is the ruling class. Okay, so she has to decide that she's going to be brave, and she's going to, leap off of moving trains, and this is very exciting. Not only that, she has to kind of go through their sort of boot camp and learn how to, fight and be strong and really go through a lot. This is very inspiring. For a long time in literary history, women were not shown as strong. Isn't it great that very recently in this century, that's so very young, we have some really great female characters. This is another one of those great characters. However, I'm going to talk for a minute about the hero's journey. Goodness, his name is escaping. The hero of 1,000 faces. The hero's journey. You leave you have a comfortable place where you are. You're forced to leave. Now, not you, the young man, because it's always a man. I don't know why, but it's always a man. He's in his home comfortable place. He's forced to leave. This is definitely the story that Luke Skywalker follows. He has some reason that he has to leave. He goes out, he has this adventure, and he comes home to the world that he kind of left. He is changed. The world is changed. Okay, this is an incredibly common story. However, like I said, right now we're hearing stories about women. Women's stories somehow are expected to be a little bit different. It's not enough for us to just change the world and be transformed. That's fine for Gilgamesh. He can be transformed. He owns his own self. Women, somehow we are expected to save our families or something. So in this case, it's like not quite enough. And the return to normal means we return to sort of our place. Like we can be, we're not really transformed. We're just saving stuff. Okay, fine. She follows this rule in a way because she is saving her family. Now, I only read the first one. This is a series, and it's probably pretty exciting. It's also been made into a movie, which I haven't seen. So she saves her family. She also has to kind of save her brother. Her brother leaves the ruling class and goes into the scholarly erudite group. Okay, so here she is, the story, making a choice to leave what her family expects her to do, to be brave and strong and dauntless. Yeah, this is exciting. Can she do it? She's testing herself, taking leaps of faith into this new world of dauntlessness. But there's a mystery. Something is not right in the state of wherever their state is, their area. She's like, something's wrong. So they're uncovering a mystery. Something is very wrong, and there's a plot afoot. surprisingly, coincidentally, it involves her faction, the Dauntless faction, and her brother's faction, the erudite faction, going against the ruling class of the abnegation faction. And so all of these people in her family have information that could save the world, because there is plotting afoot. This is very interesting. Good stuff, right? So all these stories happening, there are these threads, so interesting. She's kicking A, and she's saving her brother, and they're using their smarts, and there's bad guys against her. So it's a very good story. Let's see. She's going to save the world. All right. I didn't get to the second book. Pretty sure it happens by the end of the series. This is a good story. I like that it's got a woman, a girl, 16-year-old woman, making her own choices and using her brain, making choices and being brave. This is a really good story. I bet the movie's good too. Great story for girls, I think. For a young person, I would think it would also be good for a young man, because it's an action story, saving the world. This is useful too. I do like it. So I'd love to hear what you think. Do you think this is an interesting story? Do you think I'm wrong? What do you think of the story? I'd love to continue the conversation.